The golden funerary mask of Tutankhamun, uncovered in 1922 by Howard Carter, made from sheets of solid gold inlaid with blue glass and precious stones, weighing roughly 10 kilograms. Its face a serene, flawless young god king, one of the most recognized objects on Earth for a century. Scientists have studied this mask and the boy behind it, and what they have actually found is stranger than any rumor. A face nothing like the golden one, a mask that may not have been made for him, and a body that tells a haunting story. The real discoveries are the things that genuinely stop you cold, and by the end, you will see why the truth about this mask is far more unsettling than the headline. What the scans really revealed, how the boy king actually died, the secret in his DNA, the face behind the gold, and the one real mystery still unsolved. Subscribe for the real science behind the world's most famous mask. What the scans actually revealed, the mask and mummy genuinely have been scanned, repeatedly over decades. And here is what those scans found: not a mysterious quantum machine, but traditional X-rays and later detailed CT scanning. The same medical imaging used on hospital patients turned on a 3,000-year-old king. The viral version dresses this real science up in a futuristic name, but the actual breakthroughs came from documented, published scans. And those are the ones that uncovered the real surprises, seeing through the wrappings and the gold without ever touching the fragile body, reading the king like a medical patient. And the first thing those scans did was blow apart the most famous theory about how Tutankhamun died. Howard Carter, the tomb. Howard Carter's 1922 discovery of the near-intact tomb. The sealed chambers, the flood of treasure, the sensation that made Tut a global icon after the discovery, and the death of financier Lord Carnarvon. The legend of the pharaoh's curse spread worldwide. The idea that those who disturbed the tomb were doomed. The curse was largely a media invention. Most of the excavation team lived long lives, and Carnarvon's death traced to an infected mosquito bite, not a supernatural punishment. It establishes the pattern the whole video is about: a real discovery wrapped in a sensational myth. Exactly what is happening again now. With the quantum scan story, strip away the legends and the science gets more interesting, starting with the mystery of how the boy king actually died. The death mystery, the long-running mystery. For decades, people believed Tutankhamun was murdered, pointing to a fracture in his skull as evidence of a blow to the head. The rival theory that he died in a violent chariot crash. The 2005 CT scan, hundreds of cross-sectional images of his body, taken to finally investigate the cause of death. What it concluded: the skull fracture happened after death, not before, so no murder. Instead, evidence of a badly broken leg, and the infection that likely killed him, worsened by his already frail health. The reframe, the dramatic murder story dissolved, replaced by something quieter and sadder. A sick young man undone by an accident and infection. But the scan raised a bigger question. Why was this king so sick in the first place? And the answer was hiding in his blood. Quick subscribe nudge framed as the secret in his DNA, and the face behind the gold are next. The secret in his DNA, the genetic investigation. Alongside the scans, researchers analyzed Tutankhamun's DNA and that of the mummies around him, building his family tree. The finding that unsettles people. The genetics strongly indicate his parents were full brother and sister, a practice not taboo among Egyptian royalty, meant to keep bloodlines divine. The consequence: that close inbreeding is the likely source of the inherited conditions that plagued him. The weakness, the deformities, the fragile health, the detail that lands it. Tut himself married his half-sister as a child, continuing the same pattern, and their 2 children were stillborn. Rehook, all of that inherited damage had a physical shape, and when scientists finally reconstructed it, the result looked nothing like the golden mask. The face that shouldn't exist, the 2014 virtual autopsy. The centerpiece shouldn't exist. Payoff. In 2014, Researchers combined CT data, genetic analysis, and over 2,000 digital scans into a virtual autopsy, the most accurate model of Tutankhamun ever built. The shock. The reconstructed face was nothing like the serene golden mask where the mask shows a flawless god king. The science showed a very different person. What the boy king actually looked like. Physically frail, with a club foot that forced him to walk with a cane, buck teeth and an overbite, wide girlish hips, a body shaped by illness. The gap that is the real revelation. The golden mask is an idealized fantasy. The man behind it was a disabled teenager who suffered his whole short life. And that gap between the mask and the man is the true hidden truth. The mask lied about the man, and it may also be hiding a secret about itself, the thing that literally shouldn't exist. The genuinely shouldn't exist object, sourced. Among the treasures buried with Tut was an iron dagger, remarkable because his era was the Bronze Age, long before iron was commonly worked. The twist. Analysis showed the iron did not come from the ground at all. Its chemical makeup matches iron from a meteorite, metal that literally fell from space. Why it fits the title honestly. A space metal blade in a 3,000-year-old tomb is a real object that, on its face, shouldn't exist in that era. And unlike the quantum scan, this one is documented and true. What it reveals: the Egyptians prized meteoritic iron as a rare, heavenly material, a gift from the sky fit for a king. But the strangest question of all is not about the dagger or the body. It is about the mask itself. The two-piece cover-up myth. The specific viral subclaim that scans recently revealed the mask was secretly made in separate pieces, implying a hidden manufacturing cover-up. This is neither secret nor new. Egyptologists have known for decades the mask was built from multiple sheets of gold expertly soldered together. Why it is craftsmanship, not conspiracy. Joining gold plates was standard elite metalworking of the era. The seams are evidence of skill, not deception. If a scan showed the mask was multi-part, it would only be confirming textbook knowledge, not exposing a secret. So the viral framing invents a mystery where none exists. But the alterations on this mask do point to one genuine unsolved question, and it is far bigger than a hoax. The real mystery. The legitimate academic debate clearly labeled as real and found through ordinary examination, not quantum scans. The evidence. Physical and photographic study of the inside of the mask revealed cartouches, royal name stamps that appear to have been altered, with traces of an earlier name beneath Tutankhamun's. Some Egyptologists argue the mask was originally made for someone else, possibly Queen Nefertiti, and repurposed for the boy king after his sudden death. Why it fits the wider picture. Tut died young and unexpectedly, and much of his burial equipment shows signs of being hastily reused. So a hand-me-down mask is plausible. Keep it honest. This remains a debate, not settled fact. Experts disagree, and it came from careful scholarship, not a miracle machine which brings the whole story back to the difference between what actually shouldn't exist and what merely went viral. Why the truth beats the hoax. Bring the reframe home. The internet reached for a made-up quantum scan, when the real documented findings are stranger and sadder than the fiction, the real shouldn't exist list. All sourced. A golden face hiding a disabled, suffering boy. A blade forged from a meteorite. A mask possibly taken from a queen. A king born of incest who died at 19. The point about the hoax. The viral version is not just wrong. It is smaller than the truth. Trading a real and haunting human story for a hollow mystery box. The real Tutankhamun is far more worth knowing than the invented one. Tie back to the cold open. The story promised something that shouldn't exist, and the real science delivered exactly that, just not where anyone was looking. The final reframe. Real scans pulled back the gold and found a fragile human being behind an immortal face, a blade from the sky, and a mask that may have belonged to a queen. The golden mask still guards its one real mystery, whose face it was truly made for. Subscribe for more. And tell us in the comments whether you think the mask was first made for Nefertiti, then land.